So as I look at question 23, what makes this a little bit more challenging is there's a subtraction symbol. So let's see if we can kind of figure out an approach for this. So if we have 7 minus 3 times the quantity 2x minus 5 is equal to -5. So what I need to do, notice how there's parentheses on this on this left-hand side of the equation. I want to remove them. And to remove them, since I can't combine what's inside there, we have to look outside. And notice how there's a -3 actually attached to this. So notice how this here kind of comes together. So what this tell me in this situation is I need to multiply, not only does the negative go through, because remember the negative means to take the opposite. So you actually got to do two things, take the opposite and multiply by 3. So in other words, we just multiply by -3, if you will. And that's going to help us remove the parentheses. So -3 times 2x would be -6x, and -3 times a -5 would be a +15. So if I bring down the rest of the problem, you'd have 7 minus 6x plus 15 is equal to -5. But notice how 7 and this 15 are like terms, so I can actually put those together. So I can bring down the -6x. I like to keep my variable first. So 7 plus 15 would be 22 is equal to a -5. So this equation looks much, much easier than it was a second ago. So just by doing a little bit of manipulation, we can make this problem more manageable. So I can get rid of that constant of 22 by using a zero pair. So if I put a -22 there, I got to put a -22 on this other side of the equation. So if I do that math, what we're going to end up with then is a -6x equals, and this is a loss of 5 and a loss of 22, so it's a loss of 27. So from there, we got to get rid of this coefficient. So if we divide both sides by the coefficient itself, which is a -6, we can do that. And then our answer is going to be x equals, and again, we know a negative divided by negative is a positive, so it's like 27/6. But remember, with fractions, if there's a common factor, we need to divide out a common factor. Well, it seems like there's a 3 in common, so if I divide the top and the bottom both by 3, that can kind of put this what we call lower terms. So if I divide this by 3 and divide this by 3, this is what's called simplifying a fraction. So that's going to be 9/2. So 9/2 would be our solution to that problem. So again, if you want to put that into your calculator, you can. So if I put -27 divided by -6 into the calculator, notice how it turns it into 4.5. Now, if you use the math button over here, this math button, it's right below the alpha button. If you hit that button, notice that the first one says change that answer to a fraction. That's what that kind of means. That arrow means convert to a fraction. So if I hit enter, it's going to make this 4.5 turn into a fraction, which is 9/2, which is what I have as well. So a calculator could be used to simplify that further if I needed to.